What's up, everybody? Illogic here. If you didn't know, Autopilot is now pre-ordering, set for release October 20th, 2020. Reserve your copy today. We got limited edition purple vinyl, we got CDs, we got t-shirts, we got posters, we got stickers, multiple packages available. Go to IamIllogic.com or illogic.bandcamp.com to reserve your copy. This is a special record to me, my first self-produced joint, so I'm looking forward to sharing it with you guys. You're going to be hearing it. You know what I'm saying? So don't sleep. All right, y'all. Peace.
This is just an organized stampede around the track. We're only given enough time to focus on the laps, and almost every animal go focus.
What's up, y'all? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? Beats and B-sides. October 9th. We got 2 weeks till Autopilot drops. Have you reserved your copy? Really excited about this album, you guys. Can't wait for you to hear it. So today on Beats and B-Sides, we are going to be talking about creating an experience with your art. Journey to Autopilot, part 5 or part 6, or I'm not sure which part I'm on. Oh man, it's been a long day. It has been a long day. Yeah, this is part 6, so it may say part 5 in your things, but it is part 6. What up, Hector? What up, Bogger? Yeah, so we're going to talk about creating an experience, how to create an experience, and why it's important to create an experience with your art. What up, Ross? Yeah, today, no verse of the week again this week. I was kind of rushing to get here. What up, Damien? Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate you for your support. 2 weeks to Autopilot. Journey to Autopilot is coming to a close. Oh, I do have a small announcement, an unfortunate announcement. The plant that I get the vinyl from, they had a small COVID crisis, COVID breakout. Oh, so it is Booger. They had a small COVID breakout in the factory, so my vinyl got delayed. So I won't have it until next Friday. So I will be shipping everything out, but it'll be about a little late for you guys that ordered it. I do apologize for that. But you'll still get the download on the day of release. But your packages will be on their way. But yeah, so we're going to talk about creating an experience. I believe, I'm going to look at you guys. I believe that any piece of art that is created should be an experience for the audience. Any piece of art that you create, it should have some kind of impact on the audience that you mean the art for. And in creating as creators, as artists, it does us a disservice when we just create for creating's sake. And especially when we're trying to present something to the world. If you're just creating for creating's sake, that's cool. But where's the impact going to be? Every album that I've done, I believe, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that each album that I've created is an experience. Each EP that I've created is an experience. It's an experience in vocals. It's an experience in lyrics. It's an experience in production. It's an experience. So, you know, when you listen to it, you leave feeling something. It's a mood, you know, it creates moods. There's many albums that have come out that are classic albums because they're an experience, because they created an experience when you listen to them. When you first heard Ready to Die, it was an experience. You know, when you first heard Purple Rain and saw that movie, it was an experience. When you first heard Thriller, it was an experience when listening to those albums. Cold Vein is another one that comes to mind. You know, Adventures in Counterculture by Blueprint, an experience. So when you're creating your art, it is beholden to you. It is definitely important to make sure that the audience leaves with a feeling. And it may not even be a feeling that you intended them to feel, but make sure that the art that you are creating is an experience. Make sure that they leave feeling something, reinforcing some things or even changing some things in their own minds. That's very important when creating art. And I believe that with Autopilot, I purposefully, just because this is how I make music, I purposefully went into it wanting to create an experience for the listener, wanting to create an experience for the audience that I meant this album for, which is everybody. But, the people that listen to it, I want to make sure that you have an experience when listening to it. And I also created it to be not an album that, everybody's going to have their favorite songs, of course. But I also created it to be listened to in a single listen. It's only 30 minutes long. Yeah, definitely. Cyrock's album is an experience. It's a very dope album. Really dope topics. The beats are dope. And when you listen to it, it takes you somewhere. Like A$AP Rock albums are experiences. Like Atmosphere albums even are experiences. And even bad albums are experiences. When it's done well, even though I don't like a lot of trap music, there's some artists that I mess with, but you listen to their music, whether you like the experience or not, it's a different story. But it creates an experience. And there are those albums out there that are just a collection of songs that go so many different places that you leave not understanding what you just listened to. It's not necessarily an experience. So again, I try to go into my music and create an experience for the listener. Even each song I want to be an experience. And this album, Autopilot, I created it especially with me being in control of the beats, being in control of how it was mixed, being in control of how it sounds. I wanted to make sure that it was an experience. So when you sit down and listen to this album, I encourage you to listen to it in headphones, and I encourage you, at least for the first few listens, to have time to sit down and actually listen to it and take in the complete experience of the album, because that's the way that it was created and that's the way that I meant it to be listened to. Trust the Shooters, what up, what up? And again, all of my people that's on YouTube, even all the people that's on Facebook, or on Periscope or Twitch, wherever you're watching me, if you could go to my YouTube page and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's Illogic 614. That would be awesome. I'm at like 920 subscribers, trying to get to that 1K. So that would be awesome if you guys could hit that subscribe button. But yeah, so with this album, I tried to create an experience. I tried to, take you to a place inside my head where I'm dealing with a lot of these issues, and most of the album is talking about the current climate of the world, the current climate of the country, the current climate of human beings, and how we're moving about this world. And I created it to give you a 30-minute sit-down chat with me, and a 30-minute time to dig into my brain and see exactly what I think about certain things and how I craft them in song and in art. But I want you to leave with something. Art should never just be there. Art should never just be there and be a fly on the wall and, have no impact on its surroundings. When you create experiences with your art, you have maximum impact with the audience. When you create experience with your art, people leave with something. People leave hopefully better than they arrived before they encountered what you're presenting to them. So if you take nothing else from what I'm saying, make sure that your art is an experience. Make sure the things that you put out into this world are experiences for those that you present them to. Whether people like my music or not, when they listen to it, they feel something. You know what I'm saying? Like, one of the lines that I always thought was super clever and really really impactful for me is a line that Kanye West said that, you know, everybody feel a way about Ye, but at least they feel something. That's the whole purpose of our art, is to make people feel something. That's the whole purpose of our music, is to make people feel something. And if you go into the creating process blindly without having that thing inside of you that makes people want to feel something, or that you want people to feel something when they're experiencing your art, then it's a waste of time. Of course, you know, people want to make music to have fun too and all of that, but even those albums, even fun albums, are experiences. There's a Black Eyed Peas album that came out that had it was so many freaking hits. The last one they did with Fergie, I can't think of the name of it, but whether you like the album or not, when you listen to it, it's an experience. It made you want to go out and party. It made you want to go out to the club and dance. It made you want to roll around with your crew, you know, especially women. It made you want to roll around with your girls, blasting that, you know, stuff as loud as you can and having fun. Maybe getting a little tipsy, maybe getting a little drunk, you know, maybe getting a little high, but having fun. That was the experience that album created. And even listening to it in my home, you know, sometimes it would make me want to get up and dance in the crib, you know what I'm saying? And that goes to show how powerful creating experiences are, especially with music, but with any art that you create, with anything that you do, even for work. Everybody hates work. Most people hate their jobs, you know what I'm saying? But whenever you turn in an assignment, whenever you do something at your job, you want to make sure that the audience has an experience when listening to it, even if it, or not listening to it, but, you know, if they're reading a report or if they're, you know, anything like that, like, you want to make sure that they leave with something that you create, you know, like, and I just want everybody to have this experience with Autopilot that, you know, I'm hoping that you can, you know, listen to it and really take something from it, and, you know, really just being a better person, hopefully, after listening to it. You know, hopefully I give you some things to think about. Hopefully I give you some things to ponder on. Hopefully, you know, I give you some good music that you feel like you can listen to and, you know, enjoy regularly. I miss going to the music store too. Like, it was interesting. There is a FYI music store in the mall, in Tuttle Crossing Mall here in Columbus. And I think it's the only, at least the malls that I've been in, even in other cities, it's one of the only places that I saw a music store in the mall. And, you know, they actually had vinyl in there, had all the, you know, newest music and all of that stuff. But it was a music store in the mall. I just had to go in. I wasn't going to buy anything, but I just had to go in and just check it out, just because it was a music store in the mall and I hadn't seen one of those in so long. But I just want to impart on you guys that, you know, it's very important that when you're creating art, that the audience that you created for, it has impact on them. And that's the best way that your art can have impact on the world, is that creating that experience, creating a world within the world with your art. And I believe that I've done that with this album. And, you know, I'm really excited for you guys to hear it. Hopefully you guys have checked out the new video. Aphex Twin. I did premiere it here. I did premiere it on here last week, and you know, the world has gotten to witness it this week. It premiered on Ghetto Blaster Wednesday, and it's been on a few other websites. It is live on my YouTube channel, and Aphex Twin is one of those songs that kind of gives you an idea of, you know, the experience of this record. And you know, it's probably one of the darkest songs on the album, but you know, the angst and the content and you know, the beauty in which it's written, not to pat myself on the back or nothing, but all of that kind of will give you an idea. Between that and Pickpocket, kind of give you an idea of the experience that you're going to have coming away from this album. And you know, I want to encourage you to dive into your art in order to create an experience. I want to encourage you to support art that creates experiences for you. You know, all of us have an album that relates to some important time in our lives. I remember being on the school bus. What up, Jason? I remember being on the school bus in middle school, and when Doggy Style first came out, and that album was a complete and utter experience that I was probably too young to experience at the time. But you know, that was an album that marked a certain point in my life. 93 Till Infinity, listening to that album, it was an experience. It created, it kind of, you know, put a flag down at a kind of a transition for me as an MC, and how I thought that rhyming could be done, and you know, the type of beats that they were rhyming over and the styles that they were using. It was a complete engrossing experience listening to that record. So I want to make sure that, you know, I probably said experience on this, you know, on this episode like 1,000 times, but you know, that's what I really want to drive home to you guys, is never go into your art without making sure that the audience that you have it for or create it for leaves with something. Make sure that they leave with something. Make sure that they dive into your world. What up, Jason? The other Jason Patterson. But make sure that you allow them to dive into your world, and you open that door for them, because it is super important, and it's the way that you can have the most impact. The reason that, you know, a lot of you guys have listened to my music over these years is because my music has created experiences for you. You know, to some people, Unforeseen Shadows, you know, marks a time in their lives. Celestial Clockwork marks a time in their lives. You know, Diabolical Fun may mark a time in their lives. Capture the Sun may mark a time in their lives. So, you know, I've always thrived on doing that for my audience and for you guys. And, you know, I encourage you to do the same going forward with your art. So we are coming up on that 30-minute mark. You know, I don't want to be in front of you guys long. It's a beautiful night. I might go out and have me a little drink. But yeah, if you are on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel. Also, if you have not ordered Autopilot yet, the link is in the description. So please order the album. We got 2 weeks. Most likely next week. Word. Yeah, that's why I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Next week, if I get it in time, I will do my I will premiere another video for you guys. I do have another video shot and ready to go. So if I get it in time, hopefully next Friday, I can get that video for you guys. And we will be doing a release. Well, it won't be a release party. It'll be a listening party here on Beats and B-Sides, celebrating the album. And, you know, I'll be answering you guys' questions, playing the album, explaining the album. And yeah, so That will be on next Friday, not next Friday, but the Friday after. So, actually next Friday, I apologize. So on the 16th, we'll do a listening party here on Beats and B-Sides, and you guys can ask questions, and I'll do my best to answer those questions for you in preparation for the album. But yeah, I may do it next Friday, or I may just move the whole Beats and B-Sides to Monday, the night before the album drops, and we'll do it that way. But I thank you guys for listening to me. I thank you guys for supporting me. And again, if you haven't ordered Autopilot, you can get that joint at IamIllogic.com or illogic.bandcamp.com. Multiple packages. We got vinyl, CDs, t-shirts. So, you know, I appreciate everybody that's ordered it thus far. The hardest thing for an artist to do is make something out of themselves. Interesting. I've never heard that quote, and it's a really dope quote, and I definitely agree with that. But thank you guys for listening. I appreciate y'all. Till we meet again. All right. Peace.